Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 2 of the Wolfe Property Buyers Agents podcast. Today I've got a guest on the podcast. We've got Ralph here, mate. How are you?
I'm well, thanks, Darcy. How are you?
Yeah, doing pretty good, thanks, mate. It's a bit earlier over here in WA than what you are, mate. You've dragged me out of bed nice and early.
Yeah. You win the morning, win the day.
Yeah, that's it, mate. No, thanks for jumping on. So basically today we'll just have a bit of a chat. If you want to run me through your experience in property investing and if you've got any tips and tricks that you want to share with the audience, mate, and we'll go through that. And if I've got any questions, I'll jump in along the way.
Yeah, no problems, mate. Thanks for having me on. So, I'm based in Gippsland, Victoria. The property investment portfolio started in about 2021, I think it was. My partner and I were looking to buy a bigger house for us to move into and make the family home. And then I was conversing with you, and I think you'd recently purchased a property through a buyer's agent, and you passed on their details, so I gave them a call or booked in a strategy call with them, liked what I had heard, and then decided to go down that path. Unfortunately, we had an offer in on a house that I pulled pretty quickly, and then we got a house in Queensland, and that's kind of set us up moving forward. So, that's
Nice.
how I got into it.
Yeah, so did you say you had already put an offer on a property that you pulled out to go ahead with the buyer's agent, was it?
Yeah, that's right. So we'd put in an offer on I think it was a 4-bedroom, 1-bathroom house in our hometown that needed a bit of work.
Oh, yeah.
But we were happy to put the work in. And then we were from all accounts with the real estate agent, we were in the box seat. I think we had the highest offer, and we had the preferred settlement duration that the sellers were after. But then that all changed very quickly.
Yeah, wow. No, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. So you ended up pulling that, and then at that time you'd already been in talks with the buyer's agent and discussed what options you had there, and I guess decided that was a better option to go investment first.
Yeah, that's correct. So it was a couple of humbling phone calls. One first with the real estate agent to say that we were pulling the offer, and then the second with my partner to let her know that that's the decision I'd made and what I'd done before. In hindsight, I'd do that differently, but then we quickly moved on with the buyer's agent, and that's really probably been the backbone of I guess opportunity to purchase a couple of other properties along the way.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's interesting. So were you renting at the time, or were you living in your own house at that time?
No, we were living in the first house I had purchased prior to us being together. So it was a little 2-bedroom place. I got that for $196,000. And that would have been purchased in 2006, and we'd been living there for a few years, and then my partner had moved in, and then we were looking to get a bit more room so she could get a dog. So
upsize and have a bit more space.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Also, and then. So you were living there, you were looking to upgrade, and then you decided, hang on a minute, let's hold off on the upgrade, let's go investment. You'd spoken to the buyer's agent, you obviously liked what you discussed, and what options did you guys look at then, and what did you end up actually buying with the buyer's agent?
So they had, they're nationwide, and they sent through, I think they sent through 3 potential properties, or it was 3 or 4. I think 2 of them were in Brisbane, 2 of them were in Queensland and 2 were in Perth. Vaguely recall that I was a bit slow to get back to the first email for one which was in Perth. And then, once I kind of got my head around some of what I needed to do, then we decided to get one go ahead with the house in the Moreton Bay region, just north of Brisbane.
Yeah. And that was, what year was that? You said 2021.
Yeah,
Yeah.
around then.
So that property's probably done pretty well in Moreton Bay area. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a email 3 or 4 months ago to say that your property, the property that you purchased for, I think it was about 360,000, is now worth conservatively closer to 700,000. So to get, I don't know, $2,000 a week or $100,000 a year just from carrying the risk of paying the mortgage and insurances and all that kind of stuff, it makes that decision to go down the property investment path quite tempting.
So that has almost doubled then, would you say? If it's around 700,000, so 720 would be double. So you on the way to double since 2021 in roughly 3 years.
Yeah, that's correct. And
It's
from
pretty epic.
the not research, but the information some of the information I've seen regarding property, and that is that it tends to double every kind of somewhere between 7 to 10 years. And so, to get or be well ahead of that obviously puts us in a pretty good financial position.
Yeah, that's awesome. I guess a lot of the time when you use a buyer's agent, obviously they're aware of the market trends and what's going on and what the potential options are out there and what might happen in the future. Obviously they've got their finger on the pulse and they know the markets, they've done extensive research. But oftentimes I think you also see that those buyer's agents, they're able to get the property maybe a bit of at a discount. They might get a property off market or a distressed seller or something like that. Do you know at the time, was that property under market value or sort of close to what it was worth?
No, I don't recall. I do believe it was off market when
Yeah.
they had got it and put it forward to me, and then at the end of the day it was a predominantly business decision, in which case I'd paid them for their services, and then you just not taking a risk but expecting that they know what they're doing and you're going to benefit from that.
Yeah, I did much the same with my first purchase with a buyer's agent. I sort of was like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm just going to go for it and hopefully I can learn along the way. And obviously that's, taught me a lot and I learnt a lot and it's compounded. I'm sure you've probably experienced very similar, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's always nice to look back and see kind of how far I've come in that aspect.
Just leaning on somebody else's experience sometimes, as much as it's scary, if you're someone who can take a bit of risk, you can sort of do that and navigate that and hope that it all works out. And in this case it has, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I tend to be a fairly self-reliant person, and I'm not necessarily the first person to go and ask for help. I've kind of got a can-do attitude, so to then outsource something like that is it has been a pretty seamless process. So yeah,
awesome. And you've still got that property?
Yeah, that's correct. So we've still got that property, and that's kind of the backbone of the portfolio. We did end up with 4 properties at one stage, just through wanting to upgrade the family home and then not selling the house we were moving out of. So that whilst we've had 4 houses at one stage, they haven't all achieved the capital growth that one has. So yeah, that's all part of the journey, though, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, awesome. So you had the property you were living in, which you've still got, I believe, and then you've gone ahead and purchased this investment property in Brisbane. And then what came next after that?
Yeah, then we probably, I think it was about a year later or a year and a half later, we decided to upgrade the family home. So we moved out of the 2-bedroom place into a 4-bedroom and I'll call it 2-bathroom house in our hometown, and that was the house was huge compared to what we were in, so that was a good move. I think we paid about 480 or I think it was around 500,000 we paid for that house. We lived there for 12 months, did some extensive yard renovations, and then our dream house, but my partner's dream house in a location that I've liked, also in our hometown. That came up online for sale. I think I first saw it online on the Wednesday night. I sent it through to my partner. By Friday night, we'd been in touch with a real estate agent and we're having an inspection. The Sunday, we put in an offer. The Monday, after 3 phone calls, the offer had been accepted, and then we moved in 3 months later. So it was
Awesome.
A pretty hectic, I'll say, 14-month period with a couple of lots of moves. But yeah, now we're both really happy with the house that we're in.
Yeah. So you first upgraded to the 4-bedroom, and then how long after that was it the other one came online?
It was about 12 months. So
about 12 months.
Yeah, I think the settlements were pretty much 12 months to the day, give or take a week. So.
Yeah. So you guys just seen it and you had to have it. That's it. Let's go.
Yeah, and I'm a big believer in when you see something, you either yes you want it, or if you're dwelling on it for too long, then it's probably a no, if we're being honest with ourselves. So
yeah, hard no. So you're in that place now. You guys are still living in that one?
Yeah, we've been in here for 2 years, and we've needed quite a bit of work, and we've been able to do quite a lot of that ourselves, which has been an extensive learning process.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're pretty close to having it how we want it, which is a good feeling, because I think it's been probably about 5 years of constant renovations, so we'll be happy to kind of take a back seat with that. So
yeah, hang up the tool bag for a bit.
Yeah, and the paintbrush.
Yeah, that's cool. And it's a bit of a character home, is it? Do you know what year it was built?
It was built in 1906, so
oh wow,
it's about 126. Hold on, 118 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the winters are very cold, or they were last winter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a beautiful home, high ceilings, pretty close to town. So yeah, we're very happy here.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and it doesn't need any extension or anything like that. It's big enough for you guys?
The floor plan's big enough. We've got 4 bedrooms, say 2 living areas. Again, 1.5 bathrooms. The block doesn't have much room for any more extensions, so it's we got more than enough house for us at the minute.
Yeah, cool. So that'll be the family home for the time being. You guys are pretty settled, and that's pretty good. And
that's the plan. So as long as we're living in our hometown, this will be our home.
Awesome. And what about the other property that you guys just moved from? You've still got that one?
Yeah, so we've still got the first investment property in Queensland, and then we've still got what became the second investment property in our hometown. I'll say 18 months ago, I put my first home on the market. It took 12, 14 months to sell, so that...
Oh, really?
That only settled, I think it was mid-September, gone. That settled, so yeah, we've got the 2 houses in one town and then one in Queensland.
Yeah, so the one that sold, that's the original one that you guys lived in, the little 2-bedroom?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
So that sold for, it was on market for $450.
Yep.
And the fact that it was on the market for such a long time would indicate that it was probably overvalued by the real estate. There was a $10,000 price reduction at some stage, and then another $10,000 price reduction maybe 6 months before it sold. And so that ended up selling for $430,000.
Yeah, okay. Yep, still did quite well though, considering what you paid for back in 2016. Yeah,
definitely, and got a it got a good valuation when it went on market. Obviously for capital gains purposes and stuff like that. So
yeah, nice. And you had a tenant in that one, obviously, that whole time.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's good.
In regards to tenants, we've been extremely fortunate with all 3 houses. Like all of the tenants they've been I won't say perfect, but they've been very respectful of or respectful to the houses they've been in, any issues they've raised, tried to action as quick as possible to make the experiences as good for them as we can. The times where we have been without tenants, it's only been for a week or 2 weeks at a time. So that's also made that side of it pretty stress-free. So we're very blessed and very grateful for that.
Yeah, it's really good when you've got good tenants who don't give you too much trouble. I mean, paying rent alone is basically enough to be happy about and celebrate. But when they're respectful and they're looking after the place, that's always pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep those vacancies down.
Yeah, and I think it's our duty as landlords to also be good to tenants. You know, like it's hard to ask something of someone when you're not prepared to hold up your end of the bargain either. So.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, for sure. So you've got the 4-bedroom in Traralgon and the one in Queensland. You've still got that one. That one's still up for rent. Yeah.
Yeah. The tenants. One of the tenants has been the same lady since before we had it. She's
Wow.
been in there for a while, and then there's been a couple of different housemates that have gone through.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. No, cool as. So what's next on the agenda with the property portfolio?
Probably nothing for a while. We've waiting 18 months to sell the first house. That kind of took the wind out of the sails a little bit, but the initial plan when that first went on the market was to go back through the buyer's agent and get another investment property in another market around the country to hopefully replicate something similar to what the Queensland property's done, you know, to really provide that financial freedom.
Yeah.
And then, because it took so long to sell, the plans changed a bit, so we've spent a decent amount of money in trying to tidy up a few of the bigger jobs that we had always earmarked for the house we're currently in, and then also to diversify some of the investments a bit. So moving forward, I think if we were to go back down the path of getting an investment property, we'd definitely go through a buyer's agent purely because they pay them for a service that they provide.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when you know what you're paying for and what you're getting, it's normally pretty honest service that you get. There's no sort of hidden agenda or anything like that, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And you had a good result, so you definitely go back again, which is great. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. So no future plans for the property portfolio, but I'm sure a bit of renos and stuff are going to kick around for a while. Even if you want to hang up the tool belt, there's going to be maintenance here and there, or the missus will start asking you to do bits and pieces, and there'll always be something to do. That's pretty awesome. What would you say the best thing about using a buyer's agent would be?
I guess the best thing for me about using a buyer's agent is the fact that you're paying someone for a service that they provide. They have, like, if they're a person working by themselves, they have 40 hours a week to look at all the information to help gain a better result. You times that by the amount of employees they have compared to what the time it would take me to try and get my head around the same stuff. So for me it's an easy decision, you know, like you work 8 hours a day, you sleep 8 hours a day, so you've only got 8 hours left, and you don't necessarily want to be spending 8 hours of spare time every day doing study, and then even if you were, you'd still only be replicating what one person could do, and that's before any extra years of experience or connections that they have that we as an individual might not have ourselves.
Yeah, that's true. I guess the biggest thing for me is that you've always either got one thing, you've either got time or you've got money. It's uncommon that you've got both. So if you've got some money to go and pay somebody to be able to provide that service for you, then it's a great thing. But if you've got a lot of time, you might be happy to do that yourself. But in your case, you prefer to make the money doing what you're good at and doing what you love, and leaving the property search and research to somebody else and outsourcing that. Makes sense. Yeah,
definitely.
Oh, awesome, man. Oh, well, that's probably about it for today, mate. I'll finish off with one last question. If you guys, well, it sounds like you've actually probably almost done it. But if you guys could buy a property anywhere around the world, whether that's to live in or whether that's a holiday home or just an investment, where do you think it might be?
Yeah, good question. It's one that we discuss semi-regularly. For me, it would be, in terms of something that we'd be able to access quite easily ourselves, it'd be, for me, to be down the Mornington Peninsula, a couple of hours from home. They have plenty to do down that way. But in terms of dream location, probably Greece or Italy, one of the Greek islands, or...
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I knew you'd be heading over that way.
Yeah, I like plenty of good experiences over in Europe, so to have a place over there to kind of chill out, and that would be that would be the dream.
Yeah, beautiful, mate. Well, if the property portfolio keeps going the way it's going, mate, you never know, you might get over there.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, or at least another holiday, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Get over there, enjoy it. Alrighty, mate. Thanks everybody for watching today, and thank you, Ralph, for joining us. It's been epic to catch up, and pretty awesome to hear your story and your success in property. And yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, mate. And yeah, any updates, feel free to jump on and give us some updates and let us know how it's all going. But until then, thank you very much for jumping on.
Thanks, Darcy. Good to catch up, mate. Take care.
You too, buddy.